Real Madrid's problem is not Xavi Alonso. I will keep telling you this thing. Real Madrid's problem is not Xavi Alonso. Real Madrid's problem is not that they have injury problems. No. Real Madrid's problem is that you moved from a tactics to another tactics without adequate personnel or without the right personnel to back up that tactics you are going into. You move from playing counter-attacking football to possession football without the right players. Because the formation Ancelotti was playing before was, basically counter-attacking football. He has the players. He has the likes of Rodrigo, Vinicius Junior. These guys can run very well with the ball. But you're now going from counter-attacking football to possession football, where you need intelligent midfielders who can hold the ball, who can, take on players. But you don't have them. You don't have intelligent midfielders. You need the likes of, Pedri. People like Pedri in your team. I'm not saying Bellingham cannot do the job. Bellingham can do the job, but Bellingham is not as brilliant as Pedri. You need a player who can take on. I see when I watched that game yesterday against Celta Vigo, I saw that, Celta Vigo was sitting back. What Real Madrid was basically doing was passing the ball left to right, right to left. And it got to a stage where Mbappe was so frustrated that he had to come, he left his position, came to the midfield, trying to take on players to create spaces. And this will be the job of, a very creative midfielder, which Real Madrid does not have. This boy, Ade Goulet, I know he's a very brilliant player, but he cannot do the job. This guy cannot take on player 1v1. He can't do that job. Bellingham as well cannot do that job. Bellingham as well, I know the kind of player he is this kind of player that, he dominates possession within that center of the pitch. He dominates possession there. But he cannot pick the ball from, maybe from your DM and progress the ball. So maybe, give the final passes. He can't do that. Bellingham cannot do that. He doesn't have the skills to do it. And this is where Pedri is very, very intelligent and smart, because Pedri can do all these things. Pedri can take the ball from the number 4 position or number 6 or from anybody from the back. He can pick the ball. He can take on any player. Even though he doesn't have the pace, but he can, use the skills he has to take on the player and, give the final passes. So Real Madrid fans need to understand that your problem is not Xavi Alonso. I only blame him for not getting the personnel he needs to, accomplish his style of play. Because this is your style of play now. You need brilliant midfielders. You had them in the likes of, Luka Modric. Luka Modric is the kind of person he can pick out the pass from everywhere of the pitch. And then Goulet cannot do that job. That brother can only give passes. They will give passes, all these small passes, passes that can break the defense line. But when the team is sitting so deep, he cannot face a player 1v1, take on the player, create spaces and pass the ball. He can't do that. So stop blaming Xavi Alonso. I cannot blame him in a way though, because if you are moving from a tactics to a tactics, you should know, okay, these are the players I need and these are the players I should get. But he has not been given the opportunity to do that. This is just, basically your first season. You have a lot of time to still correct some things. So Real Madrid fans and faithfuls, you guys need to relax. Look into this team. You need a very good midfielder who can beat players and create spaces. That is just the only thing Real Madrid is lacking right now. You need a very, very, brilliant midfielder. And I think January transfer window, you guys should be looking to get a very brilliant midfielder. But apart from that, this top one are just the top. Like, just wasting our time, because at the end of the day, teams that sit deep would be very, very difficult for you to beat. It's as simple as that.